Hello. Welcome back to Creative View Podcast. I'm Catherine Kirby and I'm thrilled to be here with you today. It is just before Easter Sunday and the weather here in Pennsylvania has taken a frigid jump. They say it feels like it's about 20 degrees out there, and I've even heard talk about snow and snowflakes. But here I am in my cozy house, and today I thought I would talk to you about the Beachcomber shawl. And I decided what I would like to do is like 15-minute podcasts, things that you can watch on your way to work while you're eating breakfast and so forth. Lately, I was tuning into one of my favorite podcasts and I saw that the latest podcast is almost 3 hours long. Just too long for me. So that gave me the idea. So today, this is the knit along that we're doing at the shop, and the colors and the pattern are much more vibrant than they show here. And I did want to talk about color. It grieves my heart when I see beautiful projects, especially big projects like blankets, that the colors just don't work. And over the next couple weeks, I would like to talk about how to pick good colors. Not to dissuade you in picking colors, because you can buy kits where someone else chooses your colors, but to learn how to pick colors. So this is Juniper Moon Zooey. It's a cotton linen blend, and this is what I chose. It's a DK weight. So it reminded me of sand, sea, and pizzazz, I guess, coral. The coral alone is very pretty. It looked red in previous podcasts. Maybe it's today's lighting where it actually looks more its true color. The pattern is a garter stitch pattern. I did mess up and do some stockinette, so I thought I would just carry it along. You know how sometimes you just kind of come to yourself and you say, okay, from this day forward, I'm doing this differently. I decided that from now on, I am working in my ends as I go, because it's daunting. When you get to the end, you have 50 ends to work in, and it's a drudgery. So my main color, contrasting color. Now on the podcast, my sand color is looking whitish, which it's not. It's more of a beautiful oatmeal color. Some of the ladies are doing it with a nubby type yarn, which incidentally is Serdar Beachcomber, which is funny because the pattern is Beachcomber. This is a pattern by Chelsea Burkompus. She has several other cute patterns. One is a lacy long skirt that I really, really like. Her photography is gorgeous. So, yarns. When you choose your yarns, you want to choose colors that go together. And I pulled up a color wheel for you. And a color wheel starts with the primary colors, which are red, blue, and yellow. So when you see a pamphlet like this, red, blue, and yellow, it's very eye-catching. This book, Close Knit Killers by Maggie Sefton, you have your red, blue, yellow, and then your complementary colors. Complementary colors are red and blue make purple, blue and yellow make green, and so forth. So you get your red and yellow make orange. So complementary colors are very pretty together. Orange and purple, very pretty. So here's the color wheel. And you see your red, blue, and yellow. But then your complementary colors, the blue and the colors combined with yellow, the red and the colors it makes combined with yellow, and the red and blue. So if you go across, purple, orange, purple, gold look good together. Purple and green look good together. So I also decided that while I'm doing this, I'm going to also try one with Cascade Casablanca. This is very spring colored, and I decided to put a blue with it. So here's what it looks like in a cake. So you can see that it has long color repeats. And here's the blue, although on the podcast it looks purple. I got mixed up, stumbled right out of the starting gate and got my main color mixed up. My main color should have been the stripy color. So I have to decide whether I want to rip back or keep going. And you know, sometimes mistakes are great inventions. They get you doing something that you didn't plan to do. Here's a beautiful tulip out of the garden, orange. But look inside. It's actually like a purple black. And isn't that stunning? So you see the center is light and the surrounding is purple black. To get your best combinations, and you'll learn this in art, put your lightest color beside your darkest color. And this is a flower that my son just dropped up on my porch. Orange seems to be the color of the day. Thank you, Josh. With this separation thing, he didn't even want to knock on the door and take that risk. So anyway, if you'd like to knit along, and I'd be happy to mail out kits, my email is creativeue@gmail.com. And I'd be glad to mail you a kit. The pattern sells for $6.99. You need 250 yards of your main color and your contrasting color, and then maybe about 130 yards of your third color. When you are doing a shawl, it is nice to have a main color, and I'm thinking this would have been really pretty as my main color. And then a lesser color and yet a lesser color. So you'll see that in magazines and pattern books and so forth. Now, to give you a few examples here, these are colors that would look good in the shawl. The beach, the sand, you know, a rosy haze of the sun coming up. But one gal wants to do hers in a dark black, a dark red, and a cream, and that's going to be very pretty too. That goes with the color wheel we were talking about, where the purples and the oranges and golds look very pretty together. And there was one more. Now I realize we're talking about dishcloths, but we're talking about beauty, right? We're talking about colors, and grocery stores capitalize on that. Colors that demand your attention and make you stoop down and get that. There's a purple and an orange. There's your primaries at work. This works too when you take colors in the same family. When it doesn't work is when you take two blues, two purples, three purples, whatever, and they're warm and cool colors mixed. And I'll talk to you about that at some point. So there's your dark colors with your white colors, or your very lights with your very darks. Really are dramatic. So if you'd like to join the knit along, here, you know, just let me know, or maybe you have yarn at home and you want to join along. It goes pretty quickly. You do have to cut colors and weave them in. A lot of us have gotten lazy with today's self-striping yarns, and we don't want to weave in ends. I did want to ask, has anybody read Anne Perry? I kind of got out of murder mystery books, but these just draw you in. They just pull you in. They're set in the 1850s. And last night when I couldn't sleep, I got drawn into the names of that time. So I'm doing the Monk and Hester detective series, and she goes to Edinburgh, the capital of Scotland. And here were some of the names of people. Catriona, Deidre, Eilish, E-I-L-I-S-H, and it could be Eilish, I'm not sure, but Griselda, Una, now Calandra, Jeannie, which out of all of the names not familiar with me, we get Jeannie, Hester. Some of the male names, Quinlan, Fergus, Baird. Now my maiden name was Bair, B-A-I-R. This has a D at the end. Hector, Monk, Hamish, Alistair. So it's just like entering a different world. You can go on ssa.gov, our government website, and look up popular names by decades going back to the 1800s and the popularity. One thing I noticed is that common male names seem to survive a lot more, like Matthew, Mark, John, Paul, Josh. So some of the male names, the second gen were Robert, Alec, Margaret was in there, but it's just a lot of fun. So Hester finds herself being a companion to an older lady who wants to take a trip and her health is not the best. And she says she is asking Hester about her travel experiences. Travel when you're young enough for the flavor to enrich the larger portion of your life. Thought that was really good advice. It is a terrible thing to know your blessings only in hindsight. I really didn't get to travel until I met my husband, my second husband, and I said to my adult children, live as cheap as you can and travel because it changes you, especially when you go to the old world. And I also found it interesting, the American version of the boogeyman, now this is 1850, was Bonaparte. Mothers would say to their children, Boney will get you and he'll eat you. I do like to just immerse myself in a wonderful book. So another thing I want to reveal is a beautiful father-daughter singing team on YouTube that people are saying is one of the greatest blessings to come out of COVID-19. And their names are Savannah with no H, Savannah, and Matt Shawl, S-H-A-W. Beautiful. She's refreshing. She's beautiful. And together, they're amazing. So check them out. And then if you want just a funny laugh, go to YouTube, Omeletto Short Films, O-M-E-L-E-T-O, Omeletto Short Films. Look up Snack Attack. It's about this short little granny who's in a bunch of their videos, and she has a snack attack. At the same time, a young man has a snack attack. It will make you laugh. So I hope you have a great Saturday, and I'm thinking of all of you. I appreciate everybody that tunes in. It's obviously going to be one of those things where you have to make your own kind of fun and amusement and creativity when we're shut in. So shine, baby, shine, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.